This is Nightline.
Tonight,
It's Seth, just here, please.
Seth Rogen. How the Pineapple Express star
Cops.
turned his stoner persona into a booming business.
Beverages, I think, are a much more intuitive way to ingest something that is, affects your mind state.
THC drinks, fused with the active ingredient in marijuana, now a billion-dollar industry.
I can feel relaxed and I know what I'm going to be expecting.
From reality star Bethany Frankel trying them,
I had like 4 servings.
to being sold at the Kentucky State Fair, but could they soon be outlawed? Plus, loved by Nader, Brooks Nader from Dancing with the Stars, takes reality cameras behind the scenes with her sisters.
Being a supermodel, I was introduced to this fast-paced, hustle-bustle lifestyle, and I wanted to bring my sisters along for the ride. I feel like it's a little bit of a Friends situation, the show mixed with Sex and the City. It's a lot of fun.
What she has to say about her breakup with her dancing partner turned boyfriend.
There's a lot of things that people don't know about what happened in that relationship.
Are the sisters the next Kardashian? And Prince Harry, what brought him back to England? His brother and Princess Kate out and about just hours earlier. Will they see each other?
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Tonight, more Americans are experimenting with THC drinks. They contain the active ingredient found in marijuana. But what you may not be hearing about is the battle going on behind the scenes over whether to pull these drinks from the shelves. Here's Nightline's Ashin Singh.
Seth Rogen, the Emmy-nominated comedic actor, built his career playing counterculture archetypes, from his debut on Freaks and Geeks in 1999 as Ken.
What do people do when they're not stoned? Well, no. Relate to one another?
To weed-loving Dale in Pineapple Express.
Cops.
He's never shied away from his self-proclaimed stoner persona.
In my early 20s, I would just talk about how I smoked weed, and I could see that people really were sort of fascinated that I was so open about it, and that I wasn't ashamed of it, and that I was also like a productive member of society who was gainfully employed and punctual, It's easy to clean.
Now the actor has turned his favorite pastime into a successful business venture, the cannabis lifestyle company called Houseplant, selling luxury accessories for smokers like ashtrays and lighters. Founding the company with his longtime friend, Mikey Moore.
So it kind of works as an ashtray. You can kind of clip your joint.
Houseplant also now sells consumable products, like seltzers made with THC, the psychoactive chemical found in marijuana. And these drinks seem to be popping up everywhere.
It says THC infused seltzer. I love these personally because I can feel relaxed and I know what I'm going to be expecting.
Even reality star Bethany Frankel posting on her TikTok.
And now I'm hearing from you guys that a serving is 1.5 ounces, and I had 8 to 10.
Hemp-derived THC drinks are legal for people over 21 in many states, even in places where marijuana sales aren't.
The weed industry in America is very difficult to navigate and incredibly hard to make worth your time, essentially. And a lot of people are weird about smoking weed in general. And beverages, I think, are a much more intuitive way to ingest something that is, affects your mind state.
And it's not just the culture around drinking versus smoking, but the legality too. That's because of a 2018 federal farm bill that nationally legalized THC derived from hemp plants, as long as the plant has a THC content of 0.3% or less by dry weight.
Know that there are, just like with alcohol, different strengths. That's where we're sitting at that low dose.
When you say low dose,
Yep.
what do you mean?
Yeah, our beverages have 3 milligrams of THC in each can. You can find THC beverages out there that have 5, 10, 20, some have 100 milligrams. What we recommend for anyone that is new to the category, start low, go slow.
That's because the higher the THC content, the stronger the effect will be.
If you've never used THC before, or if you have any underlying medical conditions or concerns, you should really discuss this with your doctor beforehand, especially if you're taking other medications. There can be interactions.
But that 2018 Farm Bill didn't come with federal regulations on THC dosage or distribution. leaving it up to states to regulate themselves and creating a potentially dangerous landscape. For instance, in South Carolina, we found 20 milligram cans of THC right next to energy drinks. In Texas, we found 50 milligram cans in the same fridge as regular flavored seltzers. Both of these finds at gas stations. And now the very lawmaker who helped pass the 2018 Farm Bill is taking action on what he says was an unintended loophole that paved the way for these products. Earlier this summer, Senator Mitch McConnell announcing he will push to ban all intoxicating hemp products.
Some of them are even more intoxicating than actually smoking marijuana.
The intent was to allow hemp to be farmed and produced legally in the United States. The intent was not to create a loophole that was big enough to drive a whole new industry through.
We have limited information and limited data on THC that is smoked or THC that's in edibles. The same goes for these THC drinks. We don't know what long-term use looks like. There is certainly data that has been established that shows that THC can be addictive.
For someone who's never felt a high before, what does that high feel like?
I'd say more of like a bubbly, tickly, uplifted feeling is the best way I could explain it.
And how about a hangover?
There is no hangover.
While some say these drinks can cause grogginess or mild dehydration, the drinks seem to be appealing to the growing wave of Americans pushing away alcohol. A recent survey found the percent of adults under 35 who say they drink alcohol dropped from 72 to 62 over the past 2 decades. Meanwhile, the market for these THC beverages has seen explosive growth. In 2023, it was estimated at $239 million and is expected to reach $4.1 billion by 2028, over a 1,600% increase. Moore says they're seeing that THC beverage explosion up close, and they want more regulation.
The people of America want safe THC products to consume. So what's frustrating is that it takes a while, it takes a lot of fighting. It takes good actors in this space pushing for regulation, pushing for and showing that you can do things the right way.
Rogen isn't the only celebrity to branch out into this booming industry. Co-host of The View, Whoopi Goldberg, started her own brand too, calling her drink Whoop Tea. And of course, Snoop Dogg has his own line of beverages, Iconic Tonics. And Gwyneth Paltrow invested in Can.
I mean, you see back in 2018, Mitch McConnell was one of the biggest advocates of the federal farm bill. What do you make of that?
I mean, I think it's pressure from other industries probably who fear they will lose money at the, as people have more options. It's not based on logic. It's not based on science. And so the only other thing could be based on his money.
In Kentucky, McConnell's home state, hemp is a booming business. At the state fair this year, amongst the wholesome staples like farm animals, obscenely large produce, sugar-filled foods, and rides that won't stop spinning is a new product.
What can we do for you?
Cornbread hemp.
She's got 3. Yeah. Is it cash or card?
Selling these THC seltzers.
You are done.
The Louisville-based, family-run company on track to make $50 million this year. Now caught in a tug-of-war between the two senators for the future of this lucrative business.
This amendment will destroy the hemp industry. Something more thoughtful has to happen.
The only surefire way to change this and to make clear whether this is legal or illegal would be at the legislative level. It's almost certainly not going to be enough to push for a federal regulatory action.
We're caught in the middle of a national drama that's focused here in Kentucky.
Jim Higdon, the co-founder of Cornbread Hemp, agrees with McConnell that there should be more regulation. In 2019, McConnell worked with Higdon, writing a letter to the FDA, pushing for more regulation in this new, rapidly evolving industry.
Guardrails that need to be in place for these products at a top level are pretty simple. 21 and over age gating, third-party lab testing, some basic packaging and labeling requirements to make sure look-alike products aren't proliferating in the marketplace.
But now Higdon and Eric Zipperly, Cornbread CEO, say McConnell's current push to close the hemp loophole would devastate his own constituents.
I would be lying if I didn't say that there's been nights that are sleepless or nights where I wake up because I'm having a nightmare, just envisioning losing the business and everything that we've worked for, and envisioning our customers losing access to these products.
Cornbread creates their products from the hemp grown on this 55-acre farm in the Bluegrass State. For them, the battle is about more than just making THC products.
we're creating jobs. Family farms are disappearing like crazy. But now, with outdoor hemp cultivation, we've given a new generation of Kentucky farmers hope for a new tomorrow.
And we are still on that economic journey and staring in the face of it being pulled out right from under us.
And that's why Higdon is lobbying at a local event, like this one.
We still have work to do with our friends in the spirits manufacturing industry. They're going through the stages of grief on this. We need to get them to negotiation and acceptance, and that's taking some time.
And engaging with the power players on Capitol Hill.
We agree with Senator McConnell identifying the problems in the unregulated market, especially as it relates to marketing products to children. We just disagree with his solution.
A spokesperson for McConnell telling ABC News that they continue to be in conversation with parties on both sides of the issue, and that the hemp language simply restores the original intent of the original hemp bill and closes the loophole. Under the language, industrial hemp and CBD products remain legal.
Whether it happens or not is really anyone's guess, because the horse trading that goes into something like this is very hard to predict.
Is there a world where we see Seth Rogen on Capitol Hill advocating for marijuana and cannabis?
I mean, sure, I've got to, yeah, I doubt anyone would show up, but I think, yeah, I mean, I'd be more than happy to. To me, like, the proof is in the pudding. Like, society is moving in a more direction where weed is more culturally acceptable. It just, sometimes it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Our thanks to Ashin. Up next, we're with 2 of the 4 sisters who've been called the next Kardashians. Love Thy Nader's Brooks and Sarah Jane Nader. What behind-the-scenes drama they say the cameras caught every little moment of. Welcome back. Love Thy Nader is a show so full of sisters and drama, it's been compared to the Kardashians. Is it really all that? Brooks and Sarah Jane Nader sat down with ABC's Stephanie Reynolds.
Brooks, Sarah Jane, welcome to Nightline.
Thank you. We're honored to be here.
Great to see you both. Okay, so Brooks, you're doing it all. You're a model, you were on the cover of Sports Illustrated, you were on Dancing with the Stars, which you actually brought your sisters along for one of the dances, the salsa dance, which was so good. And now this reality show, you're bringing your sisters along for the ride. What motivated you to be a part of the show?
I think, all the stars aligned. Our agent, was just very entertained by us one dinner and was like, have you guys ever considered being on your own show? And of course, we all said, absolutely.
I think we say stop or we will end up eating you in our next gumbo.
I'm obsessed with you.
Yeehaw! The Nader sisters, we run in a pack.
Were you hesitant at all, or did you automatically think, yeah, this is something that I want to do?
It was a no-brainer for me. I moved to New York, followed Brooks's footsteps, and started modeling. And so when this opportunity came up, it was like such a huge platform and just opportunity to work more with my sisters, which is my favorite thing.
Let's talk a little bit more about Dancing with the Stars. Brooks, when you were on the show, that's where you met then boyfriend Gleb. So there's been a lot of talk about that relationship.
Yes, I mean, we were dating at the time that we started filming, and we are not dating any longer because some things went down, which, the crew was around to catch every little moment of that. And there's a lot of things that people don't know about what happened in that relationship. And you see it all on our show.
It's called Love Thy Nader, and you and your sisters are really living it up in the big city. Here's a clip.
Grace Ann is the passionate psycho one. You can just tell by her hair. Mary Holland is intellectual, just too sweet for this world. And then Sarah Jane is the I know everything, classic youngest child situation.
How is it living together in New York City and just having your lives documented?
I feel like it's a little bit of a Friends situation, the show mixed with Sex and the City. It's a lot of fun. I will say, being a single girly, and when I'm texting or giggling, you don't get away with anything in our household. So if I'm smiling, they're like, I know that smirk. Who is it? Which one is it?
So we've seen your evolution also on this show. You were both raised in a conservative family in Louisiana. Now you're creating this new paths for yourselves. Sarah Jane, you spoke about that in the show. So we have another clip. Let's take a look.
I came out to my parents 2 years ago, and my mom was raised with very conservative values, and that's what made it a little hard for her to accept. And now my parents, they'll ask me, who are your sisters dating? And I never really am asked about my own love life.
So on the show, you're tackling a big part of your life, coming out to your family. What was that like, sharing that on TV and sharing that with them?
Yeah, my parents are honestly so supportive in everything we do. And I think when you come out to your parents, whether they're supportive or not, it is a change in expectations of what they think your life is going to be. So they thought that I would get married to a man and have babies by the age of 29. They got married super young, and that's sort of the expectation in the Deep South. And so just breaking that boundary and that barrier was sort of a ceiling that I had to break through to be able to like become myself. And it was hard at times, but I'm so fortunate that I have 3 sisters who are so supportive, and my parents and everyone has been so supportive.
That's wonderful. And Sarah Jane, to those who have not been supportive or haven't had any positive things to say, what would you say to the naysayers?
I do think it's odd when people make those generalizations, like love is love and people should be able to love whoever they want, and it doesn't affect you, so I don't know why you would care.
I also think, if anything, the thing I love about what you shared with your journey is that, you know, we grew up where we didn't know anybody that was in the LGBTQ community growing up. We didn't know anyone that wasn't Christian or looked like us, basically.
Right.
So I think that if even just one girl who's struggling with her sexuality is at home and feeling trapped and sees your story, and maybe if it can help someone else come out, like that's the goal. Hopefully people can see themselves in some of us and take that leap.
Brooks, you've teased that the Kardashians make an appearance on the show. What more can you tell us about that?
We do a little crossover. There was a Hulu reality house that was held this spring while we were filming, and the Kardashians were also filming Keeping Up. And so it was kind of fun to have a little bit of a crossover. It was Chloe, and she was there with Scott, and it was the sisters. And, you know, of course, my dad embarrasses us with every reality star, with Vanderpump, everything. He was like, the girls love you. And we're like, Dad, we're trying to play it cool. So, no, we had so much fun, you know, meeting them, and it was amazing.
Is there anything that will surprise us by watching the show?
People kind of think that I don't chow down on 20 pounds of crawfish when I go home, and I do. I eat my weight in crawfish, and I think people will probably be repulsed and shocked to watch my feeding frenzy with crawfish.
Congratulations to you both, Brooks, Sarah Jane. Thank you for stopping by Nightline. Great to have you.
Our thanks to Stephanie. You can watch episodes of Love Thy Nader now on Hulu. When we come back, what brought Prince Harry back to England, and what some say it could mean for his rift with his father, King Charles. And finally tonight, Prince Harry returns to England. This evening, he attended a charity event for sick children and their caregivers. Earlier in the day, paying a private tribute to his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth, on the 3rd anniversary of her death. His visit fueling speculation over whether he'll reunite with his family, including brother William, out himself today with wife Catherine, also honoring the late Queen, and whether Harry and his father, King Charles, might use the visit to heal their rift. Representatives from both declined to comment. And that's Nightline for this evening. See you right back here tomorrow. Thanks for the company, America. Good night.